I have seen all 8 episodes of the latest Marvel show, WonderMan. So I'm gonna give you all my full review. A little bit of spoilers, a little bit of not spoilers. So yeah, here's my review. Right off rip, Marvel cooked with this show. Where to begin? So Wonder Man, the plot of Wonder Man is pretty simple. A struggling actor in Hollywood tries to make a name for himself, but considering he's a struggling actor, nobody he's it's kind of hard for him to get like an acting gig until he comes up upon a remake of one of his favorite movies as a child, Wonder Man. He tries to get the role, but the thing is, in Hollywood, superhero or people with powers are banned, and they cannot really be in movies because something bad will probably happen. I'll explain more along the way. But pretty much Simon Williams cannot get caught with his powers throughout the entire show. It's just him just trying to get the role of Wonder Man, while a group of agents try have a bit of suspicious feeling about Simon, and I try to arrest him and stop him. Right off rip, Wonder Man is definitely one of the best shows that's on Disney Plus. That's Marvel Disney Plus, the MCU. It's definitely top five for sure. And honestly, you don't really need to watch any old Marvel or MCU projects to like understand this show. And it's not like one of those big Marvel projects, it has a cameo at the end. It definitely has some like cameos, but not really like big cameos that will set up the next projects over at Marvel. Kind of just like a little Easter egg. Yaha Abdul Mateen II. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Your name's just really hard to pronounce. His role as Simon Williams, aka Wonder Man, he's fantastic in this show. The stuff he goes throughout the entire show, like after he got fired from like this other project, that's pretty popular around the world right now. He tries to get the role of Wonder Man because that was his favorite movie as a child. He wants to do it in honor of his father, who, spoiler alert, passed away. And man, he just goes through so much in this show. Simon tries his best to not show his powers in public, or else he won't be an actor anymore. Ben Kingsley, who plays the role as Trevor, you may know him in the Mandarin in Iron Man 3. Which, spoiler alert, the Mandarin probably never existed in Iron Man 3. All that stuff in Iron Man 3 of him just being a terrorist, that never existed because he's pretty much an actor in this world, and everybody knows him as the Mandarin. It's kind of confusing, but just process it for a minute, man. The other side characters in this show are fantastic. Lato Burick, I'm sorry for pronouncing your name. You guys may know him as the president of Boravia. In Superman, the poster right here, Superman. Hold up. Superman. He's pretty much the director of this upcoming Wonder Man remake, and he is pretty much a famous Hollywood director. Once the Wonder Man auditions finally come out, Simon auditions. But the thing is, there's like 100 people like who wants to audition for the role as Wonder Man. That's where he bumps into Trevor, who's pretty much his best friend throughout the entire show. Together, they form a good dynamic relationship between one another. They're both amazing actors. Trevor is a pretty big actor. It's from the Mandarin in the Iron Man 3, and Simon is just Simon. Now, throughout the entire show, Simon tries so hard to not use his powers in the public, or else someone might film him, and they probably upload it to YouTube. Orion Moyet, I'm sorry if I swear, man, these names I cannot pronounce them. He's pretty much Agent Cleary. You guys may see him in No Way Home or Miss Marvel. He's in this show. This dude, bro, it's honestly like Peacemaker season 2. Argo trying to go after Chris for just being Chris himself. Cleary has some suspicion about Simon, considering he thinks he may have powers, which he does, but like he doesn't know for sure. That's why he uses Trevor as bait, and so that Trevor could get a little bit of information from Simon. That's just devastating, man. Having one of your close allies, your best friend, who's been with you through so much, who's done so much for you, and now they're just trying to get information about you so they could just get you under arrest. Like, that's sad, man. One like key little what you might call Easter egg. This show references so many things that are in real life, man. They reference Christopher Nolan, Leonardo DiCaprio. Those are some big ones, but they reference like a ton of other major actors, movies, TV shows, Lilo and Stitch, Percy Jackson, The Lion King. They even reference some Marvel like little Easter eggs, bro. They have pictures of Captain America, Black Panther, Thor, Spider-Man. Although it doesn't really lead to anywhere, it's just like there, just for fans of Marvel, I guess. Still pretty cool. Now, Wonder Man, although the show is kind of like an original thing, it doesn't really copy the idea of the comics because his powers in the comics are a lot more like he's pretty OP in the comics. In this show, he's just an average, superhero. He has super strength. He has power. The ability to like create big explosions and stuff like that. The suit itself is pretty comic accurate. You got the sleeveless outfit with the Wonder Man with the W in the logo. It looks really really cool. I feel like the MVP of the show is definitely Simon Williams. The actor who plays Simon Williams. I really don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm just gonna go with Yaha. You guys may know him in a ton of other different projects. He was in the Candyman remake in 21. He was Black Manta in the Aquaman movies. But I feel like he really shines in this show. Honestly, it might be his best role yet. Anyways, if you guys really enjoy not Marvel kind of gets you hyped up for other upcoming projects, then Wonder Man's definitely for you. This show's kind of is like its own original project. It's super calm. The storytelling is really really good. I think that every episode is fantastic or wonderful. If you want to sit down, you're feeling a little bored, just watch Wonder Man. It's really an amazing show that I think a ton that before the show even before any posters or trailers came out, people didn't really know who Wonder Man is because I didn't really know who Wonder Man was. Be honest, you guys didn't even know who Wonder Man was until after Marvel started promoting this show. Nobody really cared what this show was about, but man, you guys are really gonna rethink your choices after watching this show. Anyways, Wonder Man, highly recommend. I'm gonna give it like a 9 out of 10. One of the best Disney Plus Marvel shows ever. Definitely top 5 for sure. See y'all in the next video. Goodbye.